Have you tried making homemade tomato soup? It's so easy. Check this out. Hey everybody, it's Natasha of NatashasKitchen.com. I'm gonna show you how to make tomato soup. The beauty about this recipe is it takes less than 30 minutes to make. You can make it all year round and enjoy it either creamy or chunky tomato soup. But either way, it is delicious. And my husband used to not like tomato soup until he tried this one. And I'm craving some tomato soup, so let's get started. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, make sure you subscribe if you like recipes that work. All right, let's do this. I like to have all of my ingredients prepped, chopped, and ready to go. You'll need 2 yellow onions. Peel the onions, then finely chop them up. You should have about 3 cups of chopped onion. We're gonna set those onions aside and chop the basil. Because basil can bruise and get crushed easily, there's a special way to chop it. Stack a bunch of fresh basil leaves on top of each other, then roll them up into a log. Once the basil is all rolled up, thinly slice into thin strips against the roll. With basil, you don't want to go over the slices more than once or you'll crush and bruise the leaves. This technique isn't as important for something like a blended soup, but if you are going to use it as a topping or garnish, you definitely want to chop your basil this way. Now for our last bit of prep, you'll need 3 medium garlic cloves. Easily peel a garlic clove, chop off the rough end, then lightly smash the garlic clove over the side of your knife. It should be just enough to get those garlic skins loose and they'll come right off. Now finally mince up that garlic and you should have about 1 tablespoon of minced fresh garlic. Now that all of our ingredients are ready, it's time to start cooking. I'm using a 5.5 quart enamel coated Dutch oven. You want to make sure to use a pot that is non-reactive. A stainless steel pot would also work great. Set the pot over medium heat, then add 4 tablespoons of butter and your chopped onion. Sauté the onions for about 10 to 12 minutes, stirring occasionally, and cook until they are soft and golden. Next, add your tablespoon of minced garlic and continue stirring for another minute until the garlic is fragrant. I'm using 2 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes with their juice, preferably San Marzano because they do add great flavor to this soup. Now you can use fresh tomatoes and make your own crushed tomatoes, but using canned will definitely save you a ton of time. Add both cans to the pot, followed by 2 cups of chicken stock. Also add 1/4 cup of your chopped fresh basil, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. The sugar is important because it helps offset the acidity, so don't skip it, but you can also add it to taste. Stir that all together, bring it to a boil, then reduce the heat to a simmer, partially cover, and simmer for 10 minutes. Now, if you like a little more texture in your soup, you can leave it as is without blending, or if you like a creamy tomato soup, you can use either an immersion blender or blend it in batches using a high-powered blender. Just blend until it's smooth and creamy. And if you have any tips on how to use the immersion blender without splattering tomato soup all over your kitchen, I would love to hear from you. Once your soup has reached your desired creaminess, add 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream and 1/3 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Stir that for the cheese to incorporate, then bring it back to a simmer and season to taste. I find the cream and the Parmesan cheese add a lot of balance and flavor to this soup, but you can add a little more sugar or salt at the end if needed. That's all there is to it. Just remove the pot from the stove and serve warm. Do you know what time it is? Taste test time, in case you didn't know. All right, I am totally craving this creamy, comforting tomato soup. Now all that's left to do is ladle it into warm bowls. And I love these fun ones that I found with the handle. I use the same bowls for my French onion soup, which you have to try if you haven't already. All right, so this is still piping hot. Wow. Okay. And it's just such a soothing soup. And again, if you like some more texture, you don't have to blend it. It's also a really good chunky tomato soup. Okay, and then you can add whatever toppings you like. You can do just plain croutons. I love to add a little bit more Parmesan cheese because there's Parmesan in the soup. I like to add a little Parmesan on top so that it melts over the soup and forms like a cheesy crust when you pull up on the spoon. Oh, it's good. It's good, you gotta try it. And then of course, a little bit more fresh basil. Okay, and then just add that as a topping. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. Taste test time. Oh, look at this. Look at that cheesiness on top. Yum. I'm so excited. Still hot. Oh. This is so soothing. Comfort in a bowl. I love how it has rich tomato flavor, but adding just that little bit of sugar and cream and Parmesan balances the acidity so it's not overpowering. It's just silky. It's good. I love it. Tons of flavor, so simple to make. And, okay, you can serve it with croutons, but we always make this soup when we're craving grilled cheese, and I do have a recipe for grilled cheese that will knock your socks off. It's delicious. And I do happen to have, coincidence, happen to have a grilled cheese sandwich back here that's finishing up, so I'm gonna grab that. Coincidence. All right, I'm gonna slice this in half, because there is nothing like the combination of grilled cheese and tomato soup. It's like bread and butter. They just go together. Oh, that crunch, 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 crunch. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Oh my gosh. Yum, oh man. Now I'm hungry. Okay, let's do this. So you can either just bite and then use a spoon or dunk it into the soup, which is so satisfying. Okay. Wow. This totally makes my day. You guys have to try our grilled cheese sandwich recipe also. Make one, make the other. You guys have to make them both. They are just a match made in heaven. I hope you guys love these recipes. And I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go finish the rest of this. We'll see you in our next video. Dunk. Wow. Oh, honey, you gotta have some. Come over.